I have a theory. A movie theory.
Hello?
Hello everyone, it's me, Shelby from Shelby's Crafty Books and Games, a variety channel where I put up whatever I want. And in today's video, I thought I'd do something a little different. That is, do a theory video. Because a few weeks ago, I went to see the Backrooms with my sister, and while watching it, I got this pretty cool theory going on in my head. And we'll have to go into a little bit of description, kind of a little bit of spoilers to talk about theory though. So if you haven't seen it, you might want to click off this video and go watch it. Or you can stay if you don't mind spoilers for your theory videos. Up to you. But anyway, if this video looks a little different, my sister is editing the video. She wanted to practice her editing skills. So I let her practice on this one. And she might do a few more in the future to hone her skills. But we'll see about that when the time comes. But on to the theory. So, for context, toward the climax of the film, Mary finds herself in the Backrooms and meets Clark, who is our protagonist there as well. He kidnaps her and takes her to this house. And in the house there are these three monsters. And they look kind of like humans a lot, but as you look, you can see there's all kinds of distorted features, like their eyes are multiple or in other places, and their clothes look a little bit off. And we have two of the three monsters. One doesn't really move at all, as this big guy. He doesn't even react when something happens to him. And then we have this lady monster, and she does move around a bit, moves her face and stuff, and then at one point she does run from another monster. So it got me thinking, what if these monsters, one of many different monsters we see in the Backrooms, what if this monster specifically is created and becomes more lifelike the longer someone stays in the Backrooms? I mean, if you don't know, the series is actually canon to the Backrooms video series, and in one of those episodes we did see a monster sort of like the ones we saw in the movie. And the explanation is that those monsters and then the Backrooms itself is trying to replicate our world. But every time it tries to, it doesn't succeed and seems to get worse and worse and worse at it as it tries. So I think once a person goes into the Backrooms, the Backrooms itself is making a replica of this person, but of course it's distorted because it can't really, make a perfect copy. And then I feel like the longer a person from our world is in the Backrooms, the more lifelike that monster becomes. And this is because, like I said, one of the monsters we meet is this rotund guy, and he really doesn't move at all. And then, like I said, the lady moves around a little bit, and then a little later, we get a monster that looks exactly like the character Clark. So I think that was because Clark was in the Backrooms for so long. And the reason we know that he's been in the Backrooms for so long is because right when Mary comes to the building where the Backrooms is, there's tons of mail, letters and envelopes, next to the door of Clark's shop. And usually that, kind of builds up if you don't get the mail for a while. So that would mean Clark has been there inside for quite a while, along with his other expeditions he did in the movie a little bit earlier. So that's why I think the monster that looks like Clark is able to move so much, because he spent so much time in the Backrooms. But that is just my theory about it. I would love to know if you have any theories. Let me know in the comment section below, and also let me know what you think of my theory. See you later.